Yo, 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 yo. This is the Misguided Podcast where we intend to guide you to a better future. My name is Jawan. I'm sitting here with Red Lotus, a Vallejo, Bay Area rapper, entrepreneur, creative. I mean, this man does a lot, and we'll get to it today. But I want to let you introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you, man. That was a good introduction. Rapper, entrepreneur, father, man of God, loving son. I'm single. I'm not ready to mingle. And that's my life, man.
I like it. Yeah. Got to throw that out there. All right, make sure you zoom in on that single part. Now, I appreciate you coming up here today. Funny story for the audience. He showed up a week early.
Damn, why you telling that?
Man, I had to.
And then showed up 30 minutes late.
And then showed up 30 minutes late today. I wasn't going to say that part. That was you right there. But no, I appreciate the time today. Little backstory of how I found Red. I mean, we literally just introduced each other about 2 weeks ago. I was on TikTok, big TikTok addict.
Okay.
And came across, I don't know if it was your video or someone like
Party.
Reposted something.
My videographer. Party's over.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Yep. You're right. So that video has been going crazy. And you know what's crazy is like with TikTok, you got the short ADHD, so it's just doop doop doop. And I went right by the video. And
did you go back?
I did.
You went.
I went. Shoo, and I said, "Wait, he kind of look cool. Let me go back." I said, and then I was like, "No, let me listen again." And I did that because just the ADHD kicks in. You know, I don't even
Did you have the
ADHD.
sound on or off?
It was on. It was on. But
So it went, bum, bum,
yeah. But then I was like, wait. I always go to the comments first. So I go to the comments and everyone is just clapping you up.
Oh,
and I was
to
like,
see how people responded to it.
yeah, because I don't want to waste my 30 seconds. You
also,
feel me?
you're a guy. You do your stuff.
I do
so
my
you got to
stuff,
see how the audience is reacting to it.
Yeah, because I don't want to waste 30 seconds of my day. You know what I mean? So I look at the video and I'm like, ooh, this got like an old school feel. Like I'm a backpack rapper.
Come on.
I like that. And J. Cole, my favorite artist,
Yep.
you know, stuff like that. And so it really stuck out to me. And then just like what you was wearing, it felt like old school.
Yeah.
And I like that. You was
Old
in the middle
soul.
of the street with people behind you, and a lot of people don't do that.
That one is the one you caught. That's not the most viral one, but that one went too.
Yeah. So then I started watching all of your videographer stuff and went down the rabbit hole. And then I don't know what it was. I think I just like looked up your page and was like, okay, he kind of popping. And then I seen hella of my people follow you. And then you follow my people. And I was like, okay.
Shout some of them out.
This must be local. I can't remember, unfortunately. But I was like, this must be a local guy. And I started researching and stuff, doing my job.
Right.
And saw you was from Vallejo.
Right.
I was like, oh, shit. Okay, I got to reach out to him. Immediately DM'd. I think within hours he responded. So I really appreciate that.
Of course, man. I've seen the quality of what you're doing, the effort that you put into your craft, the same as me. Like I put effort into my music.
Yeah.
You put effort into everything that you do, and you don't just do one thing, man.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, you sound like my wife over there.
I'm sure she loves it.
Yeah, no, she does. She's super supportive. But that was how I found you, and I just really appreciate you responding back right away. Sometimes it takes a year or years for people to respond and even catch that DM. So really cool. And then we chatted, and and that's here we are. So let's go ahead and get into your story. You're from Vallejo, born and raised?
No.
Where were you born?
So I was born in San Francisco. I'm going to go hella fast. You ready?
Go.
Born in San Francisco, moved to Richmond, where most of my family is from, then went to Vallejo, then went to somewhere, then went back to Vallejo, then went somewhere, then went back to Vallejo, then went somewhere. Every single time me and my mother moved, we moved somewhere and always got back to Vallejo.
Why is that?
My mother had me, she was 13 going on 14 in a group home in San Francisco. And my dad was there, but he was mostly in prison.
Okay.
So she was kind of on her own.
San Quentin or where?
He was there as well. He was in a few other places too. But so we just moved around a lot just because she was young. You know what I mean?
But Vallejo, just what, prices or like just
prices and familiarity. Like,
makes sense.
All my mom's people are in Vallejo.
Okay.
You know, I grew up, I'm 32, right? So I grew up during Cutthroat Committee, you know, beginning and end. Well, when Mac Dre died, I was in 6th grade at Franklin Middle School. So
I went to Franklin. That's how I went to Willard in Berkeley.
My mom moved me from Franklin because I kept getting into fights.
Oh, so you was that kid?
Because they thought I was a pretty boy. And I try to tell them
you do have a good looking face.
I'm
but
ruggedly handsome.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so Franklin. What about high school?
High school, I lived in Southern California.
Okay.
You remember that video of the dudes that said, "I'm not a rapper"?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You went to high school with them?
So I went to the high school next to them. We were in the same city.
Okay.
Corona, which is another spot. It's called Eastvale.
Okay.
I moved to Riverside first, but before that, I was in Arlington, Texas. It gets complicated, brother.
No, I moved around a lot too.
Yeah.
So I was born in Hayward, moved to Antioch for a couple years.
How old are you?
31.
Okay. What grade? What?
2012, class of 2012 in
Okay,
high
I'm
school.
2011.
Yep. So
I lived in Antioch as well, and I went to Dallas Ranch Middle.
and I almost went there.
Yes, sir.
But then I moved to Berkeley.
You went to Black Diamond.
Almost did too.
You went to Heritage or DV?
I went to Berkeley High. I moved to Berkeley. I moved around a lot, so that's why I went to Antioch, and then graduated 5th grade there, and then came to Berkeley for Willard, 6 through 8, and then went to Berkeley High after. So I really claim I'm from Berkeley, but was pretty much. I lived in Oakland. I done lived everywhere. But
That's the one city I've never lived in. In San Francisco, I was only born there. I never lived there.
we were in Oakland for a very short time, shelter, and so it was like 2 years. I want to say.
Oh, you got a story.
I got plenty.
Let's flip this. I want to know about that.
Shelter. Mom in and out of jail. Pretty much.
Your mother was in and out of jail?
Back then. Dad, not really in and out of jail, just not really there. Just really only there for me for sports at the time.
That's interesting.
So interesting. I asked him for like new pair of basketball shoes. Yes. Ask him for like lunch money. Like you gotta like or like hey
he was like, nah, you better get in the league.
Yeah. And then when I didn't grow anymore and he figured
like,
I wasn't
hell no.
Yeah.
All that money on Jordans out the window.
So
I have to make light of it because that's fucked up.
No, it's funny now. I mean, my therapist probably wouldn't think so, but it's funny now. So yeah, and he kind of disappeared. I want to say like 11th grade of high school when he realized.
Have you seen him again?
Yeah, we could get to those.
Okay.
Funny ones. You're gonna like it. It has to involve music.
Okay.
So Vallejo, moved around a bit. Why were you in Arlington, Texas? That was a random ass one.
No, super random. So that's when we transitioned from the Bay to LA or to Southern California. But I had to go to Arlington to stay with my best friend Tyler McDonald. He was so close to going pro. His dad was on him every day, but he got shot
football?
in his back, and he this is later on, but he got shot in his back, and it damn near paralyzed him. But no, I stayed out there in Arlington, Texas for the transition, so my mom could get everything situated, and I come back.
Got you. Makes sense. And then
that was about a year.
When'd you pick up music?
I picked up music when I was 13. I wanted to be an engineer first. I told my family, I was like, I just love sound.
That's so random. Like, how do you?
Yeah, I just love sound. I just love, like, I remember, because I grew up in studios. Being from Vallejo, you know, kids, we would always be in the studio with the olders, you know, and yeah, I loved sound. I loved watching Rick Rock work when I was a kid and just seeing certain engineers work. I seen them behind the boards. That's where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be on the mic because the rappers were doing their thing, but you just see the engineer just being so technical and so like, I felt like he was brilliant. Like he was, he really had the influence of how the song was going to sound.
Smart.
So I put an ad on Craigslist and I said I had like 15 years of experience. And I did this in Southern California, right? Cause I'm 13. And had my mom's house jumping, man. They see me answer the door and they'd be like, is the engineer or whoever, I mean, they said Edward, is Edward here? I was like, oh no, I'm Edward, nice to meet you. And I had sessions going. And as I was doing the sessions, I was learning how to mix and master. So I started, understanding how to write, understanding how to create my own
What were you
song.
using, Fruity Loops or?
I was using GarageBand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You still use that to this day?
My mom's always had a Mac. Like even the old school ones.
Yep.
She kept one for years.
The big one with the big backs.
The big back, big back Mac.
Yeah, the big back Mac.
Yeah.
What color did you have?
I think it was white.
Okay.
I believe it was like a cream white.
Okay.
Maybe like an off-white.
Nice.
Yeah, I think.
What do you use to this day mixing?
This day, everybody's going to be mad at me, but I don't care because it's amazing. I went from GarageBand to Logic to Pro Tools to Logic to BandLab. Oh. Don't care. Don't care. My whole album was mixed on BandLab.
That's funny. You did it yourself? Or you?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I use Ableton.
Okay, Ableton's great.
I love it. And I heard it was really good for EDM and techno and stuff like that. And then I just started, my guy was my engineer at the time was techno guy. And then, we were in college, so I just like got the shit for free.
Yeah.
Hot wired it.
Like the DAW matters to the person.
Yeah, true,
right?
true.
It's like, how do you see this? How do you what you want your workflow to be like?
For sure.
BandLab works for me, and this is me kind of plugging BandLab a little bit too.
You better get a discount code.
I'm saying, like, BandLab works for me because I can collab with anyone all over the country and see it live. Kind of like Google Drive, Google Suites, how you can do things live. I can write, I can produce, I can do anything, and I could see everything they're doing too.
Well, question though, when you send something to someone,
I send the whole session, and I can open it anywhere.
But what if they don't have it? Do they have to create an account?
It's on the desktop, and yeah, they just create a free account.
Interesting. Why do you need that much control?
Not necessarily control. So like, say I'm using Logic, right? And someone says, okay, I want to, I don't know, pay you for a verse. I can literally be like, okay, here's the session. You can see updates on what I'm doing, what I'm writing. You can see what I'm laying. You know what I mean?
No, that's dope.
It's like transparency.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I haven't worked on this part yet. But I'm getting there. And I like that because it almost is like working in the studio with someone.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on that? I always ask that question for rappers that come up here. Are you the I like to be in the closet by myself guy, or the I need to be in the studio, or both?
I can be in either. What
do you prefer?
Honestly, I'm like the closet guy. Like I like to.
Me too.
I never say the word pause, and I'm not going to. But I like working in the closet.
Yeah.
I like being in a closed, confined space, dark, maybe some red light. You know what I mean?
With your wine or whatever you need. I like it.
Well, just water.
Yeah, just water.
But like wine's cool. I like wine too. I was in the industry.
Oh, okay. I was in the industry. Yeah. I like to be like solo. Distractions. I think it's too many distractions when there's people in the studio sometimes.
Depends on who you work with too.
That's very true. Also, I like to write on my time. Like, I got kids now too. I know for me, going from dad mode to like rapper mode, or like I need to make a song.
Where do you write the most?
Where?
Where? Yeah.
At my house. I got a studio.
Like in the studio is where you write?
Yeah, for sure. I can't go anywhere. I gotta lock the studio because my kids and dad, you know what I mean?
I know you got them in heck of your songs. Dun, 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 dun.
I do. I just started adding my son. He really likes to be on the mic now. My daughter, she's gonna be the performer though. She is.
My daughter too.
She's Beyonce is her the little Netflix thing. Her and my wife watch it all the time. She dances on the fireplace, gets her little cowboy boots, and she tries singing.
Taurus?
No, he's an Aries.
Aries, that's the one.
Yeah, and then my daughter's
Sag.
Damn, I don't know. That's.
Cut that out.
Yeah. My wife would know. September, whatever that is, September 21st.
Virgo? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Virgo.
She is a little crazy. But yeah.
Virgos is cool.
Yeah. What are you? When's your birthday?
An Aquarius. I'm the worst one.
Me too, though. But
You're an Aquarius?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
When's your birthday?
Did we already know this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow. When's your birthday?
January 30th.
Oh, cool. Mine's February 8th.
Oh, we're on the cusp.
Yeah.
Damn. The cusp is like the 10th?
February?
Yeah. I think it's the 10th. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Aquarius. Cool. Yeah, we're the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Want to jump into music and well, before we get there, did you have like a real job? And what were your real jobs?
Oh yeah.
Do you have one now, bud?
No, now I'm a full-time creator.
Congrats to that.
Thank
That's
you.
big time. Yeah, let's talk about a list of your jobs.
Let me get back to this mic over here. I came from production operations management. I started, all right, I'm just tell you how I got started.
Okay.
I was working for Blue Apron. I think I was around 20.
Okay.
Yeah, Blue Apron, Richmond.
In Richmond?
Mm-hmm.
My homie worked there. His name is Chris Sudis. He worked in the warehouse.
Yeah, it's a cool job. It was a cool job.
It was great,
I love warehouse jobs.
Yeah.
Love it. Worked on the table doing this, Couldn't stand it. Was like, yo, get me off of this. Get me on something else. Put me on sanitation. Killing that. Breaking down boxes. Cleaning up floors. Loved it. Moving around. Made me a runner. Then made me a lead in training. Then made me a specialist. Then made me a supervisor. And then I moved on and just kept climbing that little corporate ladder. And worked for a lot of tech companies like Good Eggs is another company in San Francisco. Mostly food production.
Just like warehouse stuff or?
Mostly warehouse stuff, yep.
Nice, okay.
Yep. I'm going to take this call because it's my daughter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Watch
definitely.
this.
You gonna... Yeah.
She always got to put a... What face
filter.
is that? Who is that?
Mommy?
That's not your mommy. Go to the other one. Go to her real one. All right, just say goodbye to the people, sweetheart, and take the face off. Say subscribe. What do you want to say?
Check out my daddy.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you.
All right, talk soon.
Yeah.
She's 6. That's the 6-year-old. Cute. Are you you find yourself a girl dad, even though you have the other one?
I switch. Yeah, I
Me
go
too.
from girl dad, boy dad,
For
girl
sure.
dad, boy dad. Yeah, because it's like the girl. It's. I hate to say it, but it's different.
No, it's so cliche, but it's so correct. I mean, my 3-year-old's going on 13 right now. Like,
Swear.
she tells me no, that's her favorite thing right now.
No.
Nope.
And then she looks at you dead in your eyes and sees how you react to it.
No, like, yeah. And then I'm like, even my wife is like trying to hold like we were in the car yesterday on the way back. We went to a baby shower, so you know the kids are tired, jumping all day in the jumper, and she's requesting songs. Hey, I want Moana. I want Beyonce. I want Beyonce.
You playing all of them too.
We playing all of them. We had played Moana already 3 times, and she's like, I want Moana, and I was like, no, and she said, I want Moana, and I'm like, no, and she said, I don't care.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was
Ooh.
like, okay, I'll pull this car over right now. Like,
You about to start.
All right, so I don't do gentle parenting. So we didn't grow up around that. So yeah.
Yeah, we grew up a little different.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the warehouse jobs. So bouncing around, Good Eggs was your last one. Was that prior to?
My last one was Bolani. It's an Afghan flatbread. It's amazing.
That
I
sounds
love
good.
that
Yeah,
company.
actually, it sounds
Good
familiar.
Eggs, Blue Apron, Thistle in Berkeley.
Okay.
Production jobs.
When was
for
your-
the past 12 years.
When was your last job?
That was 2 months ago. And they knew I was going to blow up. See, I didn't tell them I was doing music. And
Okay.
I kind of like snuck it in, was like, yo, this is kind of what I do on the side.
Okay.
And they knew that it was going to happen for me. So I got them prepared and got someone else trained up. And yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Then that's good of you, like making that transition a little bit easier for them.
Yeah. Those are my brothers. Still love them to this day.
What was like, what made you want to take that jump? Like, that's a very hard to like say goodbye to some consistent income and just be like, nah, I'm going rap.
Everything is very recent, right? So like March 12th is when this all took off.
Okay.
And I know that because that's my ex-fiance's birthday. I left on her birthday to Atlanta.
Did not know you had a fiance, so we got to get to that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, left to Atlanta March 12th. And on the plane ride over is when Shaquille O'Neal, Eva from America's Next Top Model, Anthony Hamilton, Russell Simmons, like all this is happening while I'm mid-flight. And I'm between 2 people.
You got the Wi-Fi though?
And they ain't my people, and I got the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
You know I got the Wi-Fi. Party's over there on the other aisle. And I'm over there looking at Party like... And he's like... And bro, I'm just trying to contain myself.
Yeah.
So eventually I go to the bathroom and I whisper in Party's, next to his ear, and I say, hey, you seeing this? He's like, yeah, bro, it's going crazy. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I can't believe we on this flight right now. I can't wait to get off. Because, oh my gosh, it was going down.
Yeah.
In 5 days, we gained 45,000 followers.
So,
in 5 days.
How many did you have? So you had 45,000.
I had 10.3 thousand followers.
And you're at like 95 right now. Damn. Okay, that's impressive. So
No, I'm at 98 now.
98?
We about to hit 100,000
tomorrow.
as soon as we drop this.
Yeah, no, tomorrow before we drop this.
Yeah, it's beautiful. God is so good. I'm so grateful.
So you post it, it goes viral. What do you think it was? I mean, obviously this is dope flow, dope video, but like who do you think was the first one to kind of retweet it, repost
That
it?
one that went super viral was shot at People's Park. So People's Park is like they're building dorms, right? You seen the colors in the background? That's People's Park now.
Yep.
And People's Park posted it.
That's fire.
Yeah, so they kind of kicked it off.
That's dope. People Park is in Berkeley. It's a staple in Berkeley.
It goes back to the 60s.
Goes back to the 60s. A lot of people used to protest there.
Hippie movement.
Yep, huge hippie movement. And then in the recent, like last decade, it got taken over by a lot of homeless people. And then recently, last couple of years, let's say COVID, they decided to barricade and kick the homeless people out.
And I was one of those homeless people at People's Park, but that was by choice. I ran away. And,
when?
I was about 17.
Damn.
Yeah.
What year?
No, 18. I was 18.
Like 2011, 2010.
My mom tried to kick me out, and I said, all right. And I did.
Hey, People's Park was popping, though, back then. A lot of kids ran
cool.
away around that time.
It was cool.
That was actually my favorite time.
I had a great time. I stayed in the woods, in the forest.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
With a tent.
And People's Park is like, it's just this random park, like in the middle of central Berkeley. And like, you got college kids walking around.
Yeah.
You got rich, wealthy, white folks walking around. Yeah. It's like in the most middle place ever, but it's crazy. Yeah. God, that's interesting. So video takes off, you're on the flight, and then you land. Are people reaching out to you? Now I feel bad reaching out. I feel like I'm late.
No.
Or people were just reaching out to you?
This is all 6, 7, we're at 7 weeks now since the...
Oh, that is crazy, yeah.
So you reached out maybe week 1 or 2.
Interesting.
You reached out when I was at like 50.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Things are flying for you, man. How does it feel emotionally?
I mean, at first I was crying. You know, it's interesting. It's like the 7 stages of grief. It's like your old self.
Okay.
You have to grieve your old self almost.
Okay.
Because there's 19 years of me doing this, and then boom, people notice, and it's like, okay,
and
I got to shake a few things about myself. I need to grow in a few ways. I need to accept a few things about myself. You know. You
know what I really, really like?
Fiance, that was the biggest transition.
Oh, that's recent?
Yeah, that was on her birthday.
Let's.
I didn't leave her on her birthday. It was a week after. I waited till I came back from Atlanta.
You just
and I stayed faithful all the way through and in Atlanta, which was not easy
hard,
in Atlanta.
especially as you're blowing up.
Not in Atlanta, it was not easy to do.
You got the strip club
Atlanta
right
is
there.
magical.
Yeah. Well, all right, tell me. Let's get into the fiance thing, because you got a really good moment. That feels like a moment you should celebrate with your fiance, and instead a week later it's all gone. Yeah. Break it down for me, if you don't mind.
She's a great woman. Never had a connection like that with any other woman, to be honest.
Okay.
And I say this with the utmost respect. You cannot cure insecurity, and you either go through enough life experience to be able to say, I'm good enough for myself. I love myself enough to know that I can trust someone else. I cheated on a lot of women, but my last relationship, my dad was murdered 2.5 years ago. My oath was I wouldn't lie again. So I didn't lie. And I stayed completely loyal the whole time. And it still didn't work. She was still tripping.
How long?
So I'm like,
how long were you guys together?
Almost 3 years.
And no kids?
No kids.
Okay. Almost 3 years. How long were you engaged?
I've been in a relationship since I was like fucking 23. I'm done.
Now's a good time.
I need a break.
Now's a good time to be done for you, man. Things are about to take a turn. So how long were you guys engaged though? Like when you?
I proposed to her October something of 2 years ago.
2022 or 2021 maybe. I don't know.
No, it's 2025.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
24.
Oh,
23 or 24.
Okay. And so insecurity kicks in.
Insecurity is a motherfucker because you don't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
It'll just come.
Yeah, and
I've been insecure before.
About what?
Never with her, really. Honestly, I let her be as free as she needed to be.
But what? But like, what? Are you're not tall enough? But what's your insecurity?
I think insecurity comes from like when you're not honest and you're not truthful.
It's the cheating syndrome,
right? Like I remember when I was cheating, I'd be like, "What the fuck is she doing?" She wasn't doing nothing the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was the one doing something.
That's the one that gets
worst.
you. Okay. And so like a lot is happening at this time in March, mid-March. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still April, so like this is very recent. You're right.
Is it April?
It's April. Next week is May.
That's what I'm thinking of May right now. Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know my months.
all good. So
I'm a stupid star.
what I want to know like your your true emotions going through all of this. Like you're happy one minute, you're sad the next. How are you dealing with this? Do you have people to talk to? Are you the type that runs to the music first? How are you dealing with this?
I want to ask you the same question after I answer this. Okay.
Cool.
I am a professional suppressor, so I'm really good at suppressing.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm in a great mood. I might get a little sad here and there.
Okay.
But most of the time, I'm in a great mood because all those other emotions I suppress, and I don't recommend this. But I have an outlet. I suppress it, and then I release it through music, writing, whatever. If I'm not writing though, and I'm not doing music, I will lose my mind because I'm still gonna suppress.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
what
is
I
it
do.
safe to say it's still suppressed right now? From a
No,
month
I've
ago?
released it because I've made the music after the fact. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When's
I'm
that
sitting
releasing? Can we get a special
Yeah, I
drop?
actually have 4 albums that are
Jesus.
they're done, but I'm still adding to them. So
Okay.
we're focused on Fight the Funk right now.
Okay.
Pushing that song. It's a beautiful song. It's a revolutionary song. So once we're done pushing that, then we're going to drop another album.
Nice. I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
The Blue album, which is R&B.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do a lot. Do you want to ask the question before we move on?
Yeah, please.
For me, how I deal with the emotions, I do suppress. For me, it's about like priority. Like, do I have time to deal with this emotion right now?
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah. Or can I hold this emotion off until kids' football's done, wife's taken care of in bed or whatever, and then can I release this through music? I'm a hooper, so music and hoop always been with me since I was 3 years old.
Perfect.
And so hooping is something that like when I'm on the hoop court, I forget about the world. When I'm in the studio, I forget about what's going on. And those are really the two things, my outlet. I've tried other stuff. I like the shooting range a lot. So I'm really into that. But yeah, those would be
Just full-blown tears.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
I feel like I don't go to the shooting range knowing I'm sad. I think it's something that I do, and then I'm there and I'm like, damn, I really didn't think about anything else but aiming. It's a super focus. So for me, I'm a super focused guy. That's why I think priority is how I deal with things.
Yeah.
Is because if I have a shit ton of priorities right now, then I don't have time to focus on them.
Would you call yourself I call myself an obsessive? Are you someone that kind of just locks in and just that'd be the only thing on your mind? I know you got other things to do. I mean, we're fathers, right?
Yeah.
But like when you're doing something.
Yeah. At my son's football today, I was thinking about this interview. So like I'm there and my mind runs 1,000 minutes a mile, whatever you want to say, but
Right.
it runs really fast. So I have a lot of things that go on in my head and it's very hard for me to be present sometimes. Like even as we're sitting here, I'm thinking about the deal that I'm about to close. I got 3 deals closing next week. I'm also going to Canada next week.
Amazing.
And then it's like, I can't slow down. You know
Shout
what
out
I
to
mean?
Canada, but
Shout out to Canada.
it is hard. It is hard to manage all the things that an entrepreneur has to manage.
True.
Because also like if you're running your own business, right? You look like you have free time.
Oh my God.
Because you're home.
Yeah.
Because it's unconventional.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you're not clocking in every single day. At least I'm not. I don't know if you have a full-time.
I don't. Self-employed.
Full-time creative and an entrepreneur. So it looks like we're free when we're not.
Yeah, we don't clock in because
And
we don't
even
clock
when
out.
we're sitting there, do you know what we're doing in our heads?
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no clock in because we don't clock out. Like we're always on call, especially for me being a realtor, so or a notary or having a car rental business. Like I don't have things could get booked at any time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yes, I could block my calendar, but do I want to? Because
We're not looking at our phones right now.
Yeah, and my phone vibrates.
Come on.
Constantly. But no, yeah, I think that is really good. I want to know, what is one decision you've made early in your career that you thought was the best decision and turned out to be a mistake?
To be, not to be a father, but to be a family man. I always wanted to blow up as an artist and already have my wife. And I tried doing that about 3 times from 23 all the way to now, most recently. So that was something that I should have probably held off on. If I was a young creative, I would say you got to make a bit of a choice with how you're going to do things, right? I wanted to find my wife, marry her, and blow up as an artist. And depending on who you do that with, right, is going to determine whether you could do that or not.
So I'm going to blame the moons and shit right here,
Can I
because
say what my ex-wife said real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
She said, you know, the reason we broke up was because of music. She said, you better make this work. I said, I got you.
That's crazy. You should put that on a t-shirt. That's crazy. Yeah. Tell her, look at you now. You still keep in contact?
Oh, that's my dog.
Okay.
She just told me that like 2 months ago.
I mean, y'all broke up like 2 months ago. So
No, we broke up 6 years ago.
Oh, got you.
That was my wife, my only wife.
Oh, got you.
I've been married before.
What 6 years or how long?
No, we were married for about 2 years, but we were together for about 4.
What was that breakup for?
Music.
Or literally
Me just zoning into music and not giving her the time, love, and attention she needed to sustain.
What made you pop the question? If
I didn't know.
Were you not into music?
I thought. Listen, I've never been with a creative. I've always been with like, blue collar or corporate minded type people.
Okay.
So she didn't necessarily understand, and I didn't necessarily understand. But I liked it. I liked it that she wasn't like always having music in her head and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciated that about her.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work for her. That lifestyle wasn't for her. She's a great woman, but she's actually, I can't say that. Yeah, I can't say that.
You good? I was gonna say I blame the moons because we're Aquarius, and I feel like we just like lead with our hearts. And you said you tried since 23, and I feel like the same. Like when I fall, I really fall. You know what I mean? And so like, it's all about loyalty.
Too.
Huh?
I fall quick too. You better watch out. You better watch out. I might fall in love with you.
But I think it's like being an Aquarius and just like, man, I like wear my heart on the sleeve sometime. So yeah, damn. So married once, engaged a second time. Anything else I'm missing?
No, you got it, man.
Cool.
Now we single and not ready to mingle.
Yeah, you ready to focus? That's what you ready to focus.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Besides music, what else is there that maybe you're doing? Clothing business? You invested in anything else? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're going, man. So we're working on animation series. We're working on some stuff with the metaverse. We're starting something called the Most Expensive Store, where it will be extremely affordable merchandise. Yeah.
What is this animated series you're talking about?
I can't get too much into it.
Okay.
But we are working on...
Is it about music?
I have an entire concept that I had with my albums. I'll talk about the albums, and then people can take it where they want to go with it. But the Red album is the hip-hop rap album.
Okay.
Red signifies passion, love, anger, resentment. Red, it signifies a lot of things. The next album is the Blue album. R&B, blues, sad, cool, like whatever blue means. Yellow's the pop.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. So those are albums that will still be released, but then we're talking animation too, and we're talking the same emotions and seasons and episodes.
I like that. Thinking outside of the box, and no one's kind of done stuff like that before. Are you signed to a label right now?
No. We are talking to people right now.
Okay. After this video or prior?
Most likely by the time the time this drops, Lotus Records will be a thing.
Okay.
Lotus Records.
And were these conversations happening prior to that airplane moment or
after?
After. Everything started really happening after.
Yeah, very recently. Yeah.
Big names?
That's
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. The music's fire. So like,
thank you so much.
Yeah. It's truly fire. So what happens now, a lot of people typically grab their shit from Vallejo and dip out to LA.
No, I ain't going to LA.
You staying here?
I love LA. No. Don't get me wrong. I already picked out my house in LA, but my kids are in the Bay. Their mothers are in the Bay. If I move anywhere, it's Atlanta, and I'm not moving there until I buy their parents or their mothers a house. 2 different mothers. When I buy their mothers a house in Atlanta, that's when I'll leave. But that's not now.
Got you.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you can make music anyway.
I feel like I'm country, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super country.
Is that why you like Atlanta so much?
I like Atlanta because of that. Yeah.
Where in Atlanta is your favorite part?
I shot the music video "Fight the Funk" out there.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed this like suburb, trees, hella bees and flowers and pollen. I don't know where it was, man, but that's where I want to live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can get a secluded area in the forest somewhere by the river, I'd be happy.
I was gonna say, you know whose house I like in Atlanta is
What?
Russ, the rapper.
Russ, I haven't seen his house.
It's fucking amazing, and it's super secluded, and
He's an earthy type dude, huh?
He's an earthy type
Yeah,
dude.
see, it probably is going to be very similar.
yeah.
What do you see in your home? Come on, let's build it right now.
What do I see in my home? I see. I really like barndominiums.
Where's it at?
That I
Look at it.
don't. I'm looking, but I really just don't know where it's at because I really like California, and I can't see myself leaving.
What about
California.
Northern? Wait, what do you like? So let's go. All right, let me ask some questions. Is it in the city, the forest, the beach, or the desert?
I would have a couple houses.
Okay, just one. Just give me one. The dream house.
20 to 30, 20 to 40 minutes from the city. I gotta be
is
near a
it
city.
forest? Is it beach?
It's
is it
acres, so it's.
is it ranch style?
It would be ranch style.
Would you have a garden?
Yeah, we're actually working on a garden right now.
Yeah. So I'm a master. I can't say this word, but gardener.
Okay.
I'm a master grower.
Grower. You
That's
can say
why
that
my
word.
last name's Lotus, because I grow flower.
I got lotuses
And look
on.
at you.
I really love.
Love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would be about 20 minutes away from the city. Ranch style. I like barn-dominium type of style. I like land.
Barn-dominium. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I like land.
Yeah.
And I would have a bunch of shit on the land, like basketball court, fucking shooting range, fucking horses, like hella shit, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife the other day, like, because I run so many businesses, I would like a place to like run all the businesses out of,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? I was like, look, we got kids. The kid could be doing a coffee shop. The daughter could do a flower shop.
Straight
like, you know what I
up.
mean? Just like
Straight up.
just on the property. So yeah, that's something I like. But then, like I said, I would like a little nice condo right in downtown, so that me and wifey could take date nights downtown.
Smooth.
You feel me?
Yeah, easy.
Then I would like one by the beach because I'm a huge water guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the beach.
Shit, or excuse me, Monterey damn near sounds like that. But so mine, if I may, it's a big house, right? But it's not too big. It's like that, right?
Okay.
So you got this, and then there's a room on this side, and there's a room on this side, and in the middle is a kitchen and living room and movie, right? And then this is in Atlanta too. You got the circle here, which is the garden and the koi pond, all the little Zen stuff, right? Got to have all that.
You got
right?
it. I love Japanese styled houses.
Love it.
Yeah.
Treehouse, 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 treehouse for my family whenever they want to come visit.
Okay.
And then in the back of that is my daughter's like horses and
Yep.
everything that you were speaking of.
So you want a family compound? So do
Yeah.
I. Yeah. I want because I'm a huge fan of ADUs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I need a family house. My mother, keep her separate a little bit, but
Yeah, a little out the way.
close to drop the kids off. And then just like other people, like just a guest room. Somebody wants to stay, family wants to come in. So I think we're on the same page as far as
We're
that.
just family, man.
Yeah, which
That's all it is.
Aquarius, same birthday. We might be brothers. We might be
Brothers?
Smoke and
What's your dad's name?
Have you seen Sinners?
Not
Smoke
yet.
and Stack, the twins.
I watched the bootleg version of Sinners, so I didn't catch all of
why'd
it.
you do
That was
that?
stupid. I caught like 30 minutes total of it.
Okay, yeah. Me and my wife, when we left the movie, we were like, we were so glad we didn't bootleg it.
Yeah.
Because we almost did.
Where'd you go? Which one? Which theater?
Veranda in Concord.
It's good there.
I
huh?
like that because
That's
you
a good
get to
spot.
lay back.
You got
and
this,
the-
yeah.
Mhm. We did wasn't the IMAX, they got a new shit that I've never seen before where it like goes on the wall. So this is the movie theater and the shit extends. So these two walls are screens as well.
Ooh, you
did
were
that shit.
breaking necks, huh?
Nope, you ain't got to. You in like a
you can
VR
see it?
thing. Yeah.
It's a veranda. That's what's called veranda,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's in the little plaza in Concord.
Yeah, the cool little plaza
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. So, yeah, we went there. I don't really like the Vallejo.
I'ma go there.
The Vallejo one.
Does anyone want to go see Sinners with me?
Yeah. But you're not
No
mingling.
mingling.
No mingling. No mingling. Was there a moment where you almost quit music? And why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When my daughter was in the tummy. Yeah.
You thought it would be too much for her?
No,
Family
I
dynamic?
was just scared that I was going to be too broke to take care of her.
That is true. I think that's when I stopped like doing music as like a first choice. Like after I graduated college, I was pursuing music until COVID, till the baby. Pretty strong. That was like my first thing. Obviously, I worked a job, but like I was like, oh, if I make it with this music shit, I'm off. But then I meet this girl, and it's like, okay, my idea was like, oh, you work on music, you move to LA,
Yeah.
and I was so close to moving to LA.
Oh, good God.
And then met my wife, and then we had the baby, and I was like, can't move to LA.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really glad I didn't move to LA. Because I would be different for sure.
There's something about the Bay, man.
It is. It's some, but also, so like crazy.
I love LA though.
Crazy. Yeah, I was.
I had a great time. I just got back from LA.
Me too. It's my favorite place to go. Well, that in San Diego. So I was actually almost a cop in San Diego and Long Beach.
Wow.
After college.
Cool.
So I was gonna be down there no matter what.
Yeah.
Like it's my favorite place.
Yeah, I love San Diego.
Yeah.
Most of my family's from there.
San Diego, I really like Long Beach because it reminded me of Oakland. And so that didn't work out, and then came back, and then pursued music pretty aggressively. But the baby thing is real though, because I was like, I can't just be out all night making no music and sometimes sleeping in the car. You know what I mean? Like just really hustling with a newborn, and then like not giving that, not sharing that responsibility with someone that I just met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big thing.
And then when you're a creative, you have to force another routine on yourself, because when you're a creative, most of the time you're a night owl, right? You can't be a night owl when
That
you
is
got
very true.
kids and you gotta, you know what I mean?
That is very
so,
true.
So like me, for instance, I take sleeping pills every night to try to like
Melatonin?
change my. Nah, it's not nothing good. You shouldn't take what I take. It's not good for you, for your liver.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, that was the thing. So during COVID, when I had the kid, I was fired twice. This is how I got into real estate. I was fired twice in 2 years from 2 different really fucking good jobs. During COVID with a new kid. So imagine depression at that stage. Fired twice, and I was trying to figure out like my sleep schedule. And I was having really bad
Did you get
anxiety.
fired twice from the same place?
Nah, 2 different places.
Oh, I'm sorry. That'd have been cool.
That would have been wild. That would be a lawsuit right now. I'd be winning. But trying to figure out my sleep schedule. You know, this is why I say misguided, because TikTok is, if you're going to be a billionaire, you got to wake up at 4 a.m. You got to do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I tried that. It works. When you wake up at 4 a.m., you feel like you're beating the world.
Especially if you got kids.
Especially if you got kids. So it really worked when the kids were at a certain stage. But I can't wake up at 4 a.m. if the kid's going to sleep at 2 a.m.
Oh, they go to sleep that late?
When they were younger.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So after that stage of my firstborn,
right,
when he was sleeping through the night, wake up at 4 a.m., no problem. And then I got my workout done. I got all my stuff I needed done before 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit else to do today but do like fun shit.
Yeah.
Go record content. Go, you know what I mean?
Kobe time.
Kobe, yeah. So like, but then had my second kid.
Oh, yep.
I was like, all right, damn, we got to restart this process again. Like, I can't be waking up at 4 a.m. I'm tired as fuck, right? And so, for me,
Did you wake up in the middle of the night? And
yeah.
tend to the babies?
Yeah.
I didn't. They mamas was up all night, and then I let them sleep all day, and I took care of them all day.
Yeah, so it depended on, like, because, like, I do a lot, right? So, like, it depended on if I had work the next day or, like, what was happening the next day did I need this much sleep, right? But my wife was great through it all, so. But, okay.
Shout out to wifey.
So, for you, are you an overthinker or do you like to rush into things? Do you have like an example of where maybe you rushed into something and it didn't work out, or you overthought it too long and it didn't work out?
Yeah, I've learned to listen to my first mind more. Usually my first thought is the best thought, and sometimes you could trick yourself into thinking that there's another idea that would work. But usually the first thought is the best thought. But I don't act quickly. I act. I have a process now. Like, let's say, like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about relationships?
Music.
Are we talking about music? So, for
Opportunity.
instance, like, someone wanted to pay me $1,000 for a feature, which I was like, awesome, that's cool. Actually, not a feature, a verse. Dude from France, cool guy. He was ready to send it like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, send the song first. You know, let me see if I like it. Boom. I end up liking it, and I end up saying, hold on, wait, let me see if I can catch a vibe. Okay. Boom, caught a vibe, got the whole thing done in like 10 minutes. Sent him back the song. I said, okay, now, I didn't send him back the song, but I said, okay, now send
it. Or whatever.
So that's kind of how I
your
move
process.
now. That's the process now, yeah.
What
I love myself, but I don't always trust myself. Because I am a creative, and creativity can come or creativity can stop. As of lately, though, I've been able to just flow. Yeah.
Say that again. I love myself, but I don't trust myself.
I love myself, but I don't trust myself. So
is that just in music, or
that's
just in
also me
everything?
just holding myself accountable, like knowing my flaws, knowing where I've messed up in the past, and moving accordingly. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, what if he sent that money and I just never got around to it?
And that happens a lot.
Sam,
What do you think are some mistakes new artists are making these days?
they're not making enough mistakes these days, man. People play it too damn safe.
You think so?
I think they're not making
What
enough
ways?
mistakes.
In what ways?
I think they're listening too much to other people's advice and not doing enough mistakes.
That's because there's too many podcasts, guys. But check this one out.
No, this one is the one. You shouldn't listen to any other.
What was the mistake you made early on?
I made a lot of mistakes. My biggest mistake, there's no such thing, right?
Lesson.
My biggest lesson was stop trying to bring other people up that don't necessarily want or are capable of coming to the level that you need them to be or want them to be. They're not need, but want them to be. You know, I love people. I genuinely love people. Like, I could sit at a coffee shop and have conversations with people all day, especially older people.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love old people.
Me too.
You know what you should do every time you see an old person?
What?
Find something that you can compliment on them, because they don't get compliments as frequently as they did when they were younger. And old people dress the best.
Yeah.
But anyways, biggest mistake was trying to bring up people that weren't necessarily ready to be brought up.
Team-wise? In music?
Just music. Just like...
You still work with people you worked with high school?
Not high school.
After high school? You didn't go to college, right?
No, I didn't go to college. I stayed in Northern Arizona University. I stayed at NAU in Flagstaff.
With a chick?
Nah, with my dog.
Oh,
my dog, Chris Frank.
Okay.
He let me stay in his dorm for hella long. And
That's a good music scene.
I went to class too, and I did not go there, bro. I went to class and everything.
You was picking out
I was
like
getting lunch. I was going to the
lunch.
lunchroom. I was going to the parties, everything.
That's funny.
I had a good
Arizona's
time.
good.
I felt like I went to college.
That's good. You know, it was popular back then. It was futuristic in that area. Yeah. Who are some music influences to you, growing up and now? What do you listen to?
Otis is probably my favorite artist of all time. Bob Marley, Al Green, Marvin Gaye.
My son was born to Marvin Gaye.
Born to Marvin Gaye?
It's music. Yeah. It's the most sexual song.
Air
yeah. Ugh. Crazy.
Yeah, those are my biggest influences. Yeah.
And you listen to them now?
Andre 3000, Outkast, Erykah Badu.
What about Bay Area
Anthony
people?
Hamilton.
Any Bay?
Sugar Free. Yeah, there's a lot of Bay. I mean, but all the Bay were literally my people. Like a lot of people from Vallejo, PSD, the whole Cutthroat Committee, Sugar Wolf Pimp. Yeah. Keek the Sneak, Richie Rich.
Keep
Too
the
short.
sneak. He's still performing. He had a show about 3 weeks ago. I had a cousin.
He
go.
going in.
He going in. I love it. I love it.
He's commented and has shown like his appreciation for my music. So that meant a lot coming from.
That's good.
Yeah, a king.
That's good.
Yeah.
Has E40 Too Short? Heard your stuff?
E40, I haven't heard anything from.
Okay.
Too Short, I see him all the time. So, and he's always showing love. I always show Short love.
That's good.
Yeah, he's good people.
That's amazing, man. And I love to see, like you said, the Bay is a very special place. One of the things I talk about with rappers is kind of almost the cutthroatness in the Bay as well, as far as the music scene. Do you feel that there is maybe I wouldn't say competition because everyone loves competition, but that it's kind of picky and choosy sometimes?
I've thought about this because I keep hearing. You know what I think it is, bro? I think the Bay just has a big bubble on top of it. And as soon as you get on in the Bay, you think you're on in the whole world. I think really what it is, the Bay has hella love. So even me, like for instance, right? I'm in the Bay Area. I'm getting all this love from people. Although it's all over the world, a lot of it's coming from the Bay, right? And there's a phrase, there's a saying of becoming Baymous, right? Where you believe you have the world, but really you have the Bay loving you so much that you don't notice that it's mostly the Bay. Yeah, I think really what it is, bro, we have a lot of love here, bro. And I don't really feel the cutthroatness, to be honest with you. I'm also not somebody that collaborates with a lot of people.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. I just feel like your collab. I was trying to.
My collab list is like 6 people.
Bro, I was trying to look for more, and I was like, this nigga don't really collaborate with people. I was like, but you know, J. Cole was like that for a while. Now look, he doing feature, killing everything.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
not on purpose, bro.
No,
I I've collaborated with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback off what you were saying and that question specifically, I think part of the reason that we probably don't even think about much is that the Bay's so fucking big.
It is.
And then people
It is,
in the
it
Bay,
ain't, but it is.
And then people in the Bay think that they in the Bay when they not. Sacramento, Stockton, right?
Sac is the Bay. They just don't want to be.
No, you're not the Bay.
Man,
just because they got the river?
I just consider them like if anybody.
They're the cousins.
Nah, they're my brothers and sisters. They part of our tribe. I don't care because most of them are from the Bay.
That's true. But then you say the same thing about Stockton. Is Stockton the Bay?
I'm not saying Stockton's a Bay. I'm just saying like that's our brothers and sisters. That's our
sure.
tribe. Like if anybody had a problem with Stockton from a whole nother state, you know the whole Bay would get behind them.
Would you do that about Watsonville?
Where's Watsonville?
Yeah, exactly. It's past
Southern
San Jose.
California?
Nah, it's not the Bay. But yeah. See, that's the
Stockton
thing.
far though. Stockton deep.
And I was just there yesterday. I got a home over there and we did a baby shower.
Right, because you do real estate.
Yeah,
dope, man.
So, but Stockton and Sacramento are the same thing. They're literally they're 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
And they're an hour from Vallejo. An hour each way.
I always forget where Stockton is.
Yeah.
I get lost. If
Hour
I
and
try to drive
15
there.
minutes, and it takes an hour and 15 minutes from my house to get to Sac. So it's literally the
A lot
same.
of Hispanics in Stockton. I had a godmother that lived up there, and she was like Santeria, like
for sure.
Dope.
Because they gotta, if you keep going further, it's like more of the like royal part as well, like Modesto, Tracy, and stuff like that.
A lot of wine over there.
Super.
Good
It's actually
wine.
becoming super popular. Lodi.
I ran a winery transportation company.
The one of
for
your
quite some
warehouse
time.
jobs?
I was doing great, and then I lost it all.
Why?
I bought a ring when I shouldn't have bought a ring.
How much you spend on the ring?
It was only $7,000. It was just bad timing.
That was the first ring?
$7,000.
No, but
She still has it. Should we go get it?
You want to go up there together?
I need that.
Yeah, that's your next album, G.
I want my ring back.
Yeah. Wait, but it's the one oh no, it's the
Nah, she
recent
can
one.
have it. She deserved it,
Yeah.
and she still deserves it. She's a great woman.
But what is she gonna do with it? Did you wear it
I hope
on the
she
other
pawns it.
finger?
Oh, she pawns it.
Right? You got to get the money. You can't just
I
be
hope she
wearing
just
that.
gets the money.
That's kind of weird. Anyways, I want to move on to a segment I ask every entrepreneur, business owner, and person that comes up here. And this segment is called Hella Misguided. And the question is, you ready? Mm-hmm. All right. If you were to write a letter to your 18-year-old self, what would a summary of that letter be?
Accept who you are,
And why?
because everyone else is taken. So just be yourself.
Is everyone taken though?
Everyone's taken. Accept who you are. Right before, okay, so I'm going to tell him like this. I'm going to tell my 18-year-old self, look, bro, you're not the smartest, you're not the fastest, you're not the strongest, you're not the tallest, you're not, but what you are is a hard-working dude. So accept that part of you and develop that part of you and just keep your discipline and gain more discipline. Yeah, that's what I would tell myself.
Did you play sports growing up?
I did martial arts. Yeah, that was my main thing. Sucked at everything else.
Are you still good?
Football wasn't big enough, kept getting smacked. Baseball, couldn't hit the ball. Track, I jumped way over the hurdle thing. I'm like,
Just missed the thing completely. What about basketball?
I played basketball with my cousins and stuff, but never as a sport.
But martial arts, you still good? You still whoop somebody's ass?
No, I wasn't for that. But
defend somebody's
I
ass?
want to fight Wiz Khalifa in the octagon.
That would be nice.
Yeah, on some like friendly sparring type stuff.
That might be.
But like actual an event,
doable.
like actual like do it to submission or knockout.
Interesting. Okay, that's dope. Well, I mean, that's like a thing now.
But I'm not an octagon guy. I'm a martial artist, not an MMA fighter. So it was all about form and discipline.
And discipline. That's what I was gonna say. That's why I asked. As sports, I think it's really good for kids.
Yeah, any sport.
Do you think your discipline and your mentality has changed since you were 18, for example? And what's the difference now? Or have you always been the same, just maybe more multiplied now?
Yeah, I think there's always like what do you call it? An instinctual part of ourselves when we're coming up, right? As kids and even as teenagers and going into adulthood, there's always like a distinct soul that we have. And it's about like owning that and realizing like where your, call them flaws or strengths, whatever, are, and then just capitalizing on that in a way, kind of, right? Like, do we really change, or do we just realize who we are more and more every day?
Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting to is that exactly it. And also like growing into yourself more and more every day. Same what you just said. And I mean, we all know the big thing is they say when you get money, it doesn't change you. It just multiplies who you are. And I think that's becoming true.
Oh, that's true.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, there's not more truth than that.
Yeah. What does misguided mean to you?
Misguided. Looking at the word. So you were guided, but you were on the wrong path because someone else was guiding you that didn't have the best of intentions for you. Or yourself was guiding you. I think that I don't want to say this because this is my own belief, but this is my belief.
Let me hear it.
My belief is stay in the present moment. Stay in the present moment.
You think you could misguide yourself?
I think you can get in yourself's way for sure. You could definitely misguide yourself. And you can be misguided.
I think, yeah.
We get in our own way sometimes.
Trying to figure out what would be an example of misguiding yourself, because I feel like
Tell me how you think about it, because this is your concept that I don't fully know. So what does misguided mean to you?
That's a good question. Thanks for bouncing it back.
Of course.
I think misguided, I think you're on to exactly what it means to me. I think misguided means that, and that's what I was going to get to, is like everything outside of me. Conceptions, society, feelings, emotions, everything is misguiding me from being true to me. So that's why I asked the question if you can misguide yourself, because is it really misguiding yourself?
Can you actually misguide yourself?
If everything's coming from the exterior, bringing it in.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I 100% agree with that.
So I think that's what it means to me. Obviously, I think I love the word because it's so like, okay, makes you think. Like, what does it mean? Like when I wear this shirt or when I have a bunch of different clothing, one of them right now, and I had compliments at the flag football this morning. And from a real estate client today. Before this call, I had a Zoom call with a real estate client. And the guy on there was like, I really like your hoodie. And it says, it's okay to struggle. And it's a misguided t-shirt. And that's a real estate client. It has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And so
I love that brand.
I think that thank you. I think everyone has their own misconception, or not misconception, definition of it. And I think that's what makes it really intriguing as well. So yeah.
You ever listen to Sadhguru?
No.
He'll make you just.
Should I?
Well, that's like y'all agree on something. A lot of things. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a cool dude.
Okay.
Check him out.
I will. Definitely. I do have a few more questions, but
Please.
before we get there, is there anything maybe just like pressing you want to talk about? Any like
Sure. Love my kids, man. I'm going through it right now.
as far as kids or balancing time? That was hard for me.
That's hard, but I always make time for them, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
We're dads. We figure it out. It's just one of them's kind of trying to take advantage of a situation. And so I can't see my son until this court date, which is, I can't stand it.
When was the last time you seen your son?
2 weeks ago.
That's tough.
Hella tough.
Where do they live?
One's in the Crest and one's in Sassoon.
Where do you live?
I shouldn't say that. But yeah, I live in Vallejo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're close. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm close to both of them. I just saw my daughter yesterday and today this morning, but two different baby mothers, two different people.
Are they different?
Yeah, the mother of my daughter she's city councilwoman of Sassoon. Like, she's political, but also black and beautiful and kind and
Strong.
understanding and believes in me as a man and respects my opinion.
Okay.
But the mothers of my son, she's a great woman too, also hardworking, Salvadorian, and just doesn't necessarily agree with how I raised my son. Yeah, I'm a little tough.
How do you raise your son? That's a good question.
Very tough. I'm very tough on him, but also at the same time, let's just give an example. We're at baseball practice. I show up.
What baseball team is he on?
I'd rather not.
Oh.
Just because of that.
No,
but I'll tell you.
Got you. Okay.
T-ball.
Okay,
He's about to be 4. I go to the baseball thing. I'm super excited to see him get down. Got his whole lunch, everything ready to go. Mom's there the whole time behind his back. I'm just like, hey, you should probably, get off him so you don't get distracted.
For sure.
Either I'll be there or, we got to sometimes be on the sideline because he's like looking back at mom like, what do I do? And I'm like, we got to, But she stays there. That's fine. Anyways, he ends up scraping his hand. What do I say? Boy, get back on there. You good. Ain't nothing. Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She let him quit. Yeah, and that's the last time I seen my son because we did not
What?
agree. And I told her that's not okay. And I left and let her take him. I tried to talk to her, try to talk to him. And, mom, sometimes sons love to be, coddled. Like, yeah, mom's letting me feel nurtured. I can quit right now.
Yeah.
I can give up and it could just be comfortable. But like, I teach my son how to be uncomfortable and how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
That's my job. To
Yeah.
turn the boy to a man.
Yeah. And
So-
I agree. We good on time, Jesse? I agree. Like, I think that is something that I've been struggling with. And I'll give a very similar scenario that happened a couple weeks ago. My son started T-ball as well. This is his second year.
Cool.
And they needed assistant coaches. And I've always been not wanting to be a coach to my son because that's what my dad was. He was, like I said, he was only there for sports. So he was my basketball coach. And it was a very weird line between dad and coach. And I wanted to not be a coach because I want my son to learn from other people.
Yeah.
I want him to be able to listen to other people besides me.
Sensei, coach. Yeah.
Discipline. And I want to be on the sideline and you come to dad when, I have something to say, but he's the coach. You listen. Especially at a young age. And I kind of like got dragged into it. Not dragged into it. I volunteered, but it's been great.
You love it, huh?
I love it. I love it. It's so
You didn't
weird.
want to because of your past trauma with it, right?
Yeah. And that was something. And then, every time I'm coaching, I'm like trying not to project that. Right. So I catch
You're
myself.
probably a better coach because of it.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, very similar kind of situation of where you want your kid to be a man and learn. And I'm not taking it easy on you because you're the coach's son.
I just told I was telling the coach, I said he takes, what was the word I used? I basically told him, don't be soft on him. Like y'all have the full right to get on him when you need to get on him.
For sure.
So like I stay out. I say I'm just the dad, and I went like this, and I just put my hands up and went and sat down.
Yeah.
Right. And I agree with you. Let the coach him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your growing up because you have some interesting stories. I was looking through your Instagram stuff and I like the fact that you didn't delete a lot of stuff when you started.
No, I didn't.
When you started popping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, which is recent, but like, look,
No,
I
it's
could go
easy to
all
go
the
and
way.
delete, yeah.
All the way to, I'd seen like when you were like in high school damn near. And that's really cool because I'm the same. You can go all the way to when my first Instagram photo.
Yeah.
And one of the posts I saw was you and your mom. You talked about your mom when she had you at 13, 14?
Yeah, 13 going on 14, yep.
And how was that? How was your guys' relationship? I feel like it was super close because you guys are damn near like kids growing up together.
Yeah.
How was
Me and my mother have always been super close. My mother always had some sort of a business.
Okay.
She from 14, she had her first apartment. We had our first apartment when she was 15. And
Was she like emancipated?
I think she was. That's
Okay.
what she told me.
Okay.
And then she watched the interview and said she wasn't emancipated. That's what she told me from the jump. So I don't know.
She was like, I dipped out, yo.
Yeah, she's like, I just dipped.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if I actually did the paperwork, but my mom's memory is bad, just like mine. But
You guys still close to this?
we are super close.
Super close.
Super close. I love my mother. Some would call me a mother's boy, but I'm not. I just love my mother, and I will protect her at all costs.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What were one of my fondest memories, and then you can answer this.
Did you see the video that I deleted?
What?
Oh, dang.
No.
There's a video that someone had of me, and I posted it before they did. And basically, someone was tripping in front of my mother's house. So it's me coming out on the Ring camera, spazzing on them.
Tripping?
Like coming by my mother's house, saying something.
Because of
I
you.
knew I was there, yeah. And so I went outside and spazzed on them and like
This recent?
squared up with them, and they didn't want the smoke, so I went back in the house. This was me visiting my mother's house, yeah.
Like how recent?
Like I just posted it like 5 days ago, and then I let it sit for about 4 hours, and then I deleted it. I ain't trying to mess up no brand deals.
No.
But I think my brand
But
deals
can I
are like
see it
UFC.
after this though? Can I see it after?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got you.
For sure.
Yeah, you can play it right now.
Yeah, right here. Like AI. That's funny. That's wow. No, I wasn't. But what I was gonna say is I wanted to ask a question of what is like a fondest memory of your mom when you were younger that you remember like vividly and you're like, I'm so grateful for that. Obviously there's multiple things. One of the things that I remember of my mom, I'll never forget it. Like we didn't have a lot of money. Single moms did what she can. Two young crazy ass boys. But she had got me a PS2 at the time, and I was
The
like,
gray
how the
one?
fuck? No, black.
The black one, that's what it was.
It was when they switched over, and I was like, what the fuck? How'd she get this? I remember I was just like so happy. I don't even know if it was Christmas or something, but she got it, and for me, that is just my memory that I have of like, damn, she worked for this. You know what I mean? Like whatever she had to put to the side, she got it because that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that similar?
That's powerful, man. I mean,
Obviously,
was
you
that
got a
her?
multiple.
Was that her love language? Like
Nah, showering gifts.
act of service or gifting, or there's like 5 or something. But
Yeah, I know.
what was her? What do you think her love language was to show you that she loved you?
Dude, you just became the interviewer. That's the best question, I think. I don't even think my therapist has asked that. That's a really good one.
What's yours? How do you show your wife you love her?
Verbal.
Verbal. That's one.
Touch.
Oh, touch.
I'm touch.
I think it's just called touch. or
I'm
whatever.
I'm huge. Touch.
Affection.
Affection.
Physical affection. I think
It's touch. It's touch. But a huge affection, and then I think my second one was affirmation. But damn, mom though. I would supportive. It would have to be affirmation.
Verbal, like affirmations
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always just like you're fine. You're just put me on a huge pedestal.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So I think that would be it rather than gifts. But she would make sure, like she would try to make sure we had what we needed, and I really respect that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Relate.
What about
So
you?
yeah, my mother, so I was raised by 3 women. I was raised by my mother, my aunt, and my grandmother. But my mother's greatest love language was surprises. So it wasn't necessarily a gift, but when she knew, like, she never knew if something was going to happen because she was always on the go, you know, businesswoman, you know what I mean? And these businesses weren't like making her a ton of money, but they were, you know, businesses that she had to tend to, whatever business she was doing at that time. One of them was, you know, selling clothes to strippers, like, you know what I mean? So like,
In Vallejo?
nah, in LA. So that is this. My mom told me, she said, every weekend I will take you to Universal Studios in LA if you get an A on your spelling test. But she knew that I would get an A on my spelling test every week because I just loved English. So, which I've told this story before, what she would do is we'd go to Universal Studios and then she'd drop me off with a babysitter. Well, first we'd hit the alley in LA. You ever heard of the alley?
No.
They got swap meet type stuff.
Oh, okay.
Boom, get all the clothes. I'd help her pick them out, which is why to this day I still love women's fashion.
Melrose Market?
No, it's like Little Mexico type stuff.
Okay.
Boom. Then I'd go to my babysitter, and at night she'd go sell out the trunk to all the strippers. That's just what we did.
That's
but
fire.
you know, things like that. Like it was always a surprise too, because she never wanted to make a promise she couldn't keep. Because my dad did that to me a lot. You know,
Same.
Sitting on the porch,
Bruh.
you know what I mean, waiting for dad to come, and dad ain't coming.
That was exactly.
So no promises, only surprises.
Yeah, we might be brothers though. We sure ain't got the same mom and dad. No,
Sounds very similar.
Sounds very. No, seriously. I like one of the.
And you're a year younger than me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
One of the promises. My dad got around too. So.
Yeah, mine too.
No, but one of the promises my dad made was he always promised to give me the little dirt bikes, the little mini bikes. And he lived in San Francisco at this time. And well, back then it was like $250, $350, $100. I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you a little dirt bike, whatever. A Harley Davidson. And it just never got me one.
How long did he promise that?
Years.
It's irritating.
And the crazy part, we lived like 2 blocks away. He lived 2 blocks away in San Francisco at the spot. So we drive by every day. And I'm like, it's right on the corner. They keep it out on the corner. They don't do that no more.
I know deep down he wanted to, but just keep it to yourself.
Just keep it to yourself. I'm 100% agreeing. Like you, yeah. And that wasn't the only thing. That's just the one that sticks in my head. But yeah, no, that's crazy. So speaking of dads, another post you had, crazy to me, it just stuck out, was you posting the picture of your dad's killer. And it's still up there for everyone to view.
It will always be.
And I want to know, one, where were you when you went to go post that? What state were you in?
I was in murdered state of mind. I wanted to kill that man.
And I think it was a couple days before Christmas. Correct me if I'm wrong. When December.
It was my sister's birthday when he was murdered. Yeah. And
do you mind sharing?
I don't mind at all. Okay. Most of my black family is in Richmond and in San Diego. I lived a lot in San Diego too. The guy who killed my father is someone that my father called his son. Yeah. He said something slick to my sister. My dad went outside to check him in a humble, respectful way. And then my dad ended up having to lay him down. Because my dad was 60, but he was, and that, do the math on that, that's their own story. But he was 59 when he got killed, 60 when he got killed. And yeah, he went outside to check him, laid him down. People started laughing. Bruh got embarrassed. He got up and laid in my father's chest, I don't know, 5-7 times, I don't know, with a knife and stabbed him to death. And after he got stabbed, my dad said, "You gonna stab me?" Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Like not
surprised,
just,
like,
yeah.
Whoa, you a sucker. My dad was a G. My dad was a full-blown G.
Yeah.
And he's like, we could have just, right before he stabbed my dad, right when he walked up to him, he said, "Nephew, go fix your face. You're bleeding down the side of your face." And that's when he laid into him. So as my dad was doing this to his face, Yeah. And 2 weeks prior, I cut my hands, my tendons in my hands, from my own anger on accident. It was on accident. But now I'm just interested in timing. Yeah. So that's why I can't make a. But yeah, that was hard for me, man. My dad bled out right in front of a karaoke bar, Kearney Mesa karaoke bar, in front of everybody.
They weren't at home.
3 years ago now.
So they were just out and
About to be 3 years.
They were out and about.
And then boom, my bruh runs, gets off, gets gone. See, but I had about 7 of my brothers, which I love them dearly, but my dad left the room. Everybody was strapped. Like, it could have not went down like that, but it went down like that. So then he was on the run for 2 years, and they found him 4 months ago in Texas, actually, coincidentally enough. Houston, Texas, they found him, the marshals.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
At that time,
I've gotten to acceptance.
Is it acceptance or is it?
It's acceptance, yeah.
How do you think
I
you got
went
there?
through all of them. I had to go through all of them. I had to make the album. Yeah, I had to make the album. I had to make Franklin Lambert III, which is the song named after him. That helped a lot. It was painful to record, but it was so necessary. Yeah.
That is interesting.
And then once I dropped the album, maybe like a week later, I got to acceptance.
That is tough. Very, very tough. What?
Cheers to my dad.
Yes, cheers.
Edward Manuel Monnier III.
You Latin? Was he Latin?
Nah.
What are you?
No Hispanic.
What are you mixed with?
Just black and white.
Same. Dad was black.
Both my parents are mixed.
Oh shit, that's dope. My mom.
Dad was more black than white. Mom is a little bit more white than black.
My dad's super black and my mom is super white. Like I did the ancestry thing.
Me too.
Yeah, I got like Cameroon from my dad's side.
Cool.
Like all the black is black.
Nigerian.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
And then on the white, Scottish. All the white.
Well, how much Scottish?
A lot actually.
I'm 30%
Me
Scottish.
Too. Bro, I was just about to say. I didn't want to say the exact.
Scotland!
Yeah. 30% Scotland and a lot of Dutch as well.
Yeah,
like
me too. Irish,
my,
Danish, Swedish, all that.
Yeah, I call my grandfather Opa.
Yeah.
Dutch.
Oh, cool.
And then my grandma.
My great grandparents are
Irish.
from Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, damn. That's tough.
I knew it. Fuck, we're related.
Yeah, we're related. One more question about your dad. How close were you guys at that time?
Extremely. Yeah.
So the relationship had gotten
It
better?
got better when I became an adult and he became a grandfather. Yeah.
So that is something right now that I've been struggling with the last couple years.
He just needs to be a grandpa and he'll be just fine.
Is rekindling a relationship with my father, because ever since I've had kids, part of me, this sucks to say, but it's like part of me understands
Yeah.
how hard it is.
Yeah. I get it.
And it's not
It's easy to not be a dad.
Yeah.
It's easy to not be a dad. Now it would be painful, and I don't see how anybody can do it.
Yes.
But it's easy to make that move
Yeah.
if you needed, if you wanted to.
Yeah. And so the thing and I'll talk with my wife about this a lot, is like, sometimes I just want to grab a fucking beer with him. We probably ain't even got to say, we don't need to hash anything out. Just grab a beer with him.
Just have a beer.
That's it. One of the songs.
A beer has solved so many problems.
Yeah. One of the things that sticks out in one of my favorite songs is From Time by Drake.
Yeah,
where he talks about having a joint with his dad. And, him and his
We hashed it out.
we hashed it
You
out.
don't even need to hash it out, though.
That's what I'm saying. I just
It's
need,
the past.
like,
You're an adult. You're a man
I'm an
now.
adult, so like part of me understands now, and it's like, can you just be here for the kids, like the grandchildren, right?
You might just need to tell him what you just told me, which is like, I get it.
dab it up, and that's it.
I get it.
I don't even smoke, but here you go, bro. We got
Brought this just for you.
Yeah, we got a few minutes. Let's run through these quick closing questions.
Let's do it. Come on, fire them off.
If everything ended tomorrow, music, business, everything, what would you want people to remember Red Lotus as?
Father.
That was a good one, but it was easy. That was quick.
Too easy.
That was too easy. Looking at where you are now, do you feel like you've forgiven yourself for your past mistakes?
Yes.
What advice would you give someone that feels they're too far gone to chase their dream? Maybe too old, especially in rap, that's a thing.
Maybe too old, maybe too young, maybe too dumb, maybe too slow.
What advice?
Whatever. Dude, get over it and get on.
Get over it. I like it. I like that. Get over it, get on the back. That should be a t-shirt.
Oh, cool. That'll be our collab.
Yeah. When it's all said and done, what's the legacy you're trying to leave? And if it's just in music, but not just in music, but as a man.
I just want to make sure that my great-grandchildren, as we become closer, know your great-grandchildren. I want generational relationships between families, like my brothers and my good close brothers, right? Cousins. I would just want a community.
I like that.
Again, yeah.
I'm big on that
Generational
too, man.
relationships.
Big, yeah. I'm big on generational wealth and wealth doesn't just have to mean.
Relationships help the wealth.
It doesn't just have to mean money. Like wealth, like just do we have to argue every time we're at auntie's party? Like, you know what I mean though? Like I like community.
Me as well.
If you could summarize your journey in one word, what word would it be?
Stubborn.
I'm kind of mad. You had one opportunity right there.
Misguided.
No, I'm joking. But do you think? Why do you say that word?
Cause I just wouldn't. I wouldn't give it up, bro. I just wasn't giving up. 19 years of trying that music. Stubborn as hell.
Quick.
I could have given up a long time ago, but I was misguided.
How hard were you trying? Though?
I was misguided. That is a beautiful word. It is. Because
But why though? Well, like how
I
were
was
you
distracted.
That was gonna be my next thing. Is like, yes, it's been 19 years, but has it been 19 years of all in?
Yeah. It's been, maybe 6-7 years of all the way in.
And that's different. Little quick thing. I know we got time, but like for me, the last 2 years has been completely different for me. Like yeah, I do a lot of shit, right? But at one point I had 5 LLCs doing 5 different businesses. Half of them were doing terrible. The tax dude was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have this many LLCs? Niche down. The last 2 years have been the best 2 years financially, emotionally, mentally, all of that, because I niched down and really got to business on that, right? And now because those are taken care of, finance, family, me, like helping, like me, this shit is free. I mean, like, you know, I have to pay studio time. I got to pay people to come here, but like,
and time.
And this is, I do this. I don't have a lot of followers on YouTube. I do this because I like meeting people. It's a great way for me to meet people.
Let's collab on YouTube.
It's a great way to set up collaborations. A lot of the guests I've had on here, pretty big rappers, we've collaborated in many ways. And so like, it's just a great way to vibe. And real estate professionals.
This is therapy.
Yeah, it's therapy. And it's free for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, the last 2 years are really just focused. And that's why I wanted to ask that, is like, you've been doing it for 19 years, but how long have you been doing it? Just doing it. You said 6 years. So it makes sense. All right. We're going to wrap this episode up, but the way I like to end it is with a segment called Guided Conclusions, where I ask a random ass question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Would you rather have a one-hit wonder you hate performing, or have a cult classic that no one knows?
Cult classic.
It's like your main fan base.
Yeah,
think of like the Dreamvillers.
No, definitely a cult classic. A one-hit wonder that what?
That you hate performing, but it's
that.
Global. You're in Dubai. You're in Japan.
Well, how do you hate performing your one-hit wonder?
Because typically those are just pop. I mean, you do pop, but typically those are just the radio.
I mean, I just love cult followings. If I was different, I'd start a cult. I think cults are a great idea if it's done correctly. But I know we can't say that, I don't want that, and I'm not doing that.
You just lost your Netflix deal, or gained one.
Damn.
Red and Netflix though. Hey, I'm on to something. I need a percentage, guys.
Come on.
Yeah. That is something I want to get into is
Film.
film.
Yeah, I could
always-
definitely see you writing, directing.
Writing is my favorite thing, but I'm always an in-camera person. I've been in front of the camera since 5. 5 years old, I would go like my daughter to the fireplace and rap Bow Wow, like Mike. Like for real, I did remixes and everything, and like would perform
You're
songs.
lit.
I was
because
like,
you had long hair.
at the time, yeah.
You had braids.
Yeah,
Oh, you were lit.
I had 3 in my hair like Allen Iverson.
You were lit.
Yeah, so I love being
I
in
love
front of
that.
the camera. But
I love it. I love microphones.
I love I do too.
I don't even know where the cameras are in here.
Quick question: what microphone do you use when you record?
TLM 2. Newman.
I use MXL. I had the 330 or something, but I think it's 660 now. But
That's my whole studio right there. Goes with me everywhere.
where are you about to go now?
You ever want to steal my equipment? Take my backpack.
What? Don't tell people that. We're about to leave.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's weird. But where are you going after with this?
I can go anywhere and record. I like to record outside too.
I see some cover video. That's really dope. All right, well, let everyone know how they can find you.
Red.lotus.music on everything. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I just did a Twitter. I mean, not a Twitter, X. I just did an X.
Don't call that. What? Don't do that here. Delete
What?
that.
What?
You gotta call it Twitter.
Oh, you have to?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is my first Twitter.
We're the same age.
I've never had a Twitter.
Yeah, but don't call it X.
Oh.
We're millennials. It's Twitter.
What's your nationality?
Black and white. I just told you.
I know. You looked Egyptian for a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Bro,
Egyptian,
you look
Indian.
like 8 different.
I know. What it's really
Moroccan.
Good. It's really good with real estate though.
I bet.
Oh,
You put a little
get it.
accents on sometimes?
That is a little. I can't tell my secrets. Okay. Yeah.
Red.lotus.music on everything. Thank you so much, Misguided Podcast, for having me.
Of course. What's the first song they should check out?
You got to do Built Different.
You gotta do Built
Gotta do
Different. I
Built
was gonna
Different. It's the most popular song. It's trending on Instagram right now. We're right on Doechie's tail, and we're gonna get something done with Doechie as well.
Oh, she's amazing. Okay, guys. Well, you heard it here. This is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. My name is Juwan, sitting here with Red. Make sure you go check out his music and tap in. Vallejo, Bay Area. Let's get it.
Thank you.